Turtle Key Arts produce and devise original and groundbreaking art to entertain and inspire. We believe that access to the arts improves the quality of life. In 2017, our work reached an audience of 31,500. We employed 260 artists, involved over 1,800 participants, produced 8 tours, delivered 175 performances, and ran 170 workshops as part of 19 participation projects. This year, our work went as far as South Korea, was seen by 8,000 people at the Glastonbury Festival, and we opened a successful new second key club at the Lyric Hammersmith. This film is a brief look at all of the work we have produced in the last year. Turtle Song has had another exciting year, reaching new areas of the country, training new teams, and spreading the impact of the work through partnership and the legacy of our student musicians. The participants create a song cycle over the course of several weeks, which culminates in a live performance for friends and family. Turtle Song was featured in the BBC's Holding Back the Years programme.
It is a life-limiting illness, but a person could live over 10 years after diagnosis, and many of those years can be made happy and enjoyable with projects such as this.
We have extended our work with young people on the autism spectrum. Key Club now runs 2 monthly sessions, following the addition of a new afternoon club. Last year, they created and performed their own love songs. This year, facilitated by professional artists and performers, they have been creating their own spoken word poetry. With musical portraits, the group visit the National Portrait Gallery and then create their own musical compositions inspired by the portraits. The week ends with a live performance. During the February half-term, participants are invited back for a 2-day continuation of the project. With Turtle Opera, over the course of a term, the group devised and created their own opera, The Foxes of Oxford, which was performed for friends and family.
I think it was brilliant. I wasn't expecting this.
She applied as a result of coming here for an audition in her school play and got a lead role.
With Writers of the Unexplored, the young people, led by a professional playwright, wrote their own short plays, which were then performed by young court actors on the main stage of the Royal Court Theatre, and were published by Turtle Key Arts.
It was just a life experience. I'd say it was magical. That would be the word, I think.
We continue to produce our portfolio of groundbreaking performance arts companies. This year, Turtle Key Arts worked with Grania Pickard and her new company, Oddly Moving, to produce He Ain't Heavy, her autobiographical account of growing up with a severely disabled brother. Using physical theatre, aerial circus, audience interaction and storytelling, it was warmly received by audiences as it toured the UK.
He Ain't Heavy was amazing, intense, powerful, moving, and everybody should come and see it. I'm still processing it.
Occam's Razor continue to tour their latest show, Tipping Point, including performances at the Glastonbury Festival. They also began creating 2 new shows. Belly of the Whale, a new outdoor show which will premiere in May 2018 and tour through the summer. They are also in the early stages of a new indoor show that will explore the bonds between generations, with a cast spanning in age from 11 to 70. The artistic directors have collaborated with other companies and continued to run circus workshops, including an MA course at Circomedia, and directed the second-year devised show at the National Centre for Circus. This year, we produced Scorched, an intense one-man show based on the true story of the writer's grandfather, a World War II veteran with dementia who reveals the secrets of his life. The show toured the UK and was included in the Brighton Arts Festival.
I think his transference from a man debilitated with Alzheimer's and dementia and then the war hero, I think it was incredibly well done. I think he was brilliant.
Jolie Vianne continued the extensive tour of Imbalance and also toured their new outdoor show, Lance Moir en l'air, including 2 weeks in South Korea as part of the Seoul Street Arts Festival. Love, Bombs and Apples, a funny political one-man play, toured the UK, and enjoyed a successful run at the Edinburgh Fringe as part of Arab Arts Focus. Red Cape Theatre ran workshops across the UK and began to develop 2 new shows. They worked with students from Reading University to explore ideas of protest for Children of the Revolution, a play about Greenham Common in the 1980s, and Thunder Road, a dark comedy which was performed as a work in progress at the Calm Down Dear Festival in Camden and will tour in autumn 2018. During the Amikian Rep Week, the shows Tightrope and 35 Amiki Drive were both reprised on the main stage at the Lyric Hammersmith. A truly ambitious undertaking and a huge success with standing ovations after every performance. Young Amiki's weekly workshops went from strength to strength at the Lyric Hammersmith. This year they performed their work in public for the first time and filmed their interpretation of Pina Bausch's The Nelkin Line. Keyword spoken poetry ran over 7 weeks, bringing together young people with dyslexia to write spoken word poems, culminating in a well-received recital by the participants to friends and family.
I mean, she's always been the kid at the back, not wanting to put themselves forward in any way, shape or form. So to actually be able to stand up in front of a group of people is quite outstanding, I think.
We continued our partnership with the Lyric Hammersmith. Starting in spring 2018, the young people have been writing their own plays, and these will be performed by actors from the Lyric Young Company at the Lyric Hammersmith this summer. Art is Key was a week-long residential with professional workshop leaders, musicians and filmmakers. The group shared their stories and created music and spoken word poetry, which was both recorded and performed live.
Without this, there's no knowledge, because you're not getting taught about it, you're not talking about it.
This year, Turtle Key Arts Chief Executive Alison King was delighted to be voted Chair of the Independent Theatre Council. We continue to offer consultancy and support to many companies and are invited to industry seminars, universities and conferences to share our best practices. We have also been invited to talk about our work on national television and social media platforms. It has been an extremely busy and rewarding year, which would not have been possible without your support. Thank you.